Are you eating snacks that are secretly fueling blood sugar spikes, worsening your cravings, and ruining your entire day? Well, snacks are supposed to tide you over between meals and keep you energized, right? The problem is many common snack choices that are available to us, granola bars, crackers, even these healthy low-fat options, are packed with refined carbohydrates, hidden sugars, and poor quality ingredients. Now, they might feel satisfying for a moment, and they often do, but usually they end up leading to our blood sugar spiking high, worsening our cravings, and then crashing our energy back down, feeling much worse than before. So, in this video, I'm going to reveal to you why so many popular snack options just don't work for people with diabetes. And we'll talk about how they can actually sabotage your blood sugar, your energy, and your focus. Then we're going to talk about the root cause behind why these snack issues arise, and you'll ultimately learn how to fix them by using something that I like to call the healthy trifecta. Then we're going to finish this video off with 5 really quick, simple, delicious snack ideas that will help you stabilize your blood sugar, curb your cravings, and ultimately keep your energy high. And that's really the idea behind snacks. So you're going to want to stay till the end because as well, I'm going to share with you a bonus tip that my patients swear by for controlling their late afternoon munchies. If you're new here, hey, I'm Dr. Anna. I'm a medical doctor, and I like to use this channel to help people like you with diabetes take control of your health in a way that is simple, sustainable, and delicious. Now, snacks are one of the biggest trouble spots for people with diabetes. I see this all the time in my clinical practice. The right ones can really make a world of a difference. And so what we want to do is understand what are the right ones and how we can target them. So I want you to imagine this for a second. Picture yourself. You're busy. You're juggling your work, your errands. Maybe you have to pick up kids from school. Maybe you're also taking care of your aging parents. There are lots of appointments. Things are chaotic, and you feel like you're just needing your energy to stay high because there's so much you need to accomplish in your day. But it's mid-afternoon and you start feeling like you're hitting a wall. Your energy just starts waning. So you grab a quick snack bar, or some crackers or a soda, something that's in the vending machine or in the snack room or the break room at school or at your work. You just try to get through your day. But then an hour later, not only are you really hungry again, you're exhausted, you're cranky, your cravings start kicking in, you're just needing something sweet, you're thinking about Oreos or chocolate chip cookies, and it's really tempting to reach for those things, right? Does this sound familiar to you? If so, you're not alone. I'm going to show you how you can break free from the cycle. So, what is the underlying problem here? Now, the problem is that most typical snacks, like we talked about, are loaded with these refined carbohydrates and added sugars. Think about the classic things: cookies, granola bars, cake, muffins, even a bowl of cereal. Simple snacks that are labeled as diabetes friendly can also cause these swings if they lack the right balance of nutrients. So for those of you with diabetes, this is especially frustrating because that very snack, which was meant to provide you with quick, stable energy, ends up leading you down a path of worsening cravings, unstable blood sugar, and just a constant battle to stay on track. So the reality is that when you rely on these poor quality snacks, it's not just going to affect your blood sugar numbers. I have to tell you, it's also going to affect how you feel and how you function throughout your day. And ultimately, you might start struggling to concentrate at work. You'll feel irritable. You might not be able to show up for your family or your friends in the same way that you would like to. And you probably will constantly have to battle hunger. Over time, this is going to lead you to overeat. There's a risk of weight gain here and a sense of just losing control of your diabetes management and your health overall. Suffice it is to say, this is a very vicious cycle that can leave you exhausted and discouraged. And unfortunately, so many of my patients find themselves trapped in the situation. So I want to be really clear here. What is the real culprit? Well, it's a lack of balance in the typical snack options that we eat. Now, as mentioned before, most of these snacks available are high in these fast digesting carbs, but they're also low in the things our body really needs to balance blood sugar and maintain stable energy levels, which are protein, fiber, and healthy fats. Now, these are nutrients that ultimately help us slow down digestion, They help us stabilize our blood sugar and just keep you satisfied enough to get to your next meal, which is the whole point of a snack. So, how do you actually fix this? Well, I like to use a framework that I call the healthy trifecta. It is the targeting of the nutrients your body really needs to maintain stable blood sugar levels and stable energy levels. And this is the protein, the fiber, the healthy fats, like I mentioned before. When your snacks check all three of those boxes, and all three of them is an important point, you end up avoiding these blood sugar spikes, these crashes, the energy stays even throughout your afternoon. You'll ultimately keep your cravings in check. And this is because these are really the essential nutrients that your body just needs to slow down digestion and perform its metabolism. It's ultimately going to smooth out that curve on your blood sugar levels after you eat. So, how do you actually implement this? It sounds nice in theory, Dr. Anna, but I don't know what to do. You might be thinking that. Well, I wanted to make it really easy and practical for you. I made a free ebook that I call the Perfect Meal Formula, which breaks down exactly how to apply the healthy trifecta. It's a step-by-step process that you can apply to building healthier snacks and even healthier meals to stabilize that blood sugar, boost up your energy, and just keep you feeling satisfied. I have a link in the description below this video. You can click it so you can download your free copy of the Perfect Meal Formula. So without further ado, let's talk about these 5 fabulous diabetes-friendly snack ideas. So what's the first one? Well, it's a hard-boiled egg, or maybe a couple hard-boiled eggs with a piece of whole fruit. Now, hard-boiled eggs are solid foods. They give you a really potent source of very bioavailable protein, meaning protein that your body can absorb super easily, as well as having some natural fats. These will help you stabilize your blood sugar, and ultimately it's going to help you curb your hunger. Now, the reason eggs kind of stick out in our minds is that once upon a time there was this theory, and it was just a theory, that eating foods with cholesterol increases our blood cholesterol. And we know that is not true. Yes, eggs naturally have inside of them cholesterol, but that is not the ultimate reason our cholesterol increases. That is a much more sophisticated pathway in our body. What you need to understand is that eggs are not the reason that your blood sugar is unstable or that your cholesterol is rising. So with these hard-boiled eggs, you can always add some flavorings, a pinch of salt, pepper. I know some people like to make deviled eggs, which are great. It adds some mayo, which is a little bit more fat, but you could eat them just plain, not a problem. You could add some spicy sauce on top if you want. And I like to pair this with a piece of whole fruit because that's going to provide you with a nice source of fiber, as well as vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, and all the great things that produce provides us. So what's our second snack idea? Well, this is the classic. I can't not mention this. Veggie sticks with hummus. Crunchy, non-starchy vegetables like cucumber, celery, bell pepper, carrots are extremely low in total carbohydrates because they have so much fiber inside of them. So these are really low-calorie foods that are providing us a potent source of nutrients, vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, things that help tame inflammation in our body. Extremely important to target, especially if you have diabetes. As well, then when we add the hummus is going to be ground up chickpeas. Often will include olive oil, tahini, maybe some garlic or some roasted red pepper. You can flavor it how you like. That will give us some nice plant-based protein and some healthy fat in there. So it's a really easy snack to prepare. Some of you might like to cook a lot at home and get creative in your kitchen. You absolutely can make your own hummus. It's not hard if you have a blender, but you can buy the kind that's over the counter. I just want you to get used to reading ingredient lists. Make sure there's not a lot of added sugar in there. Sometimes they don't add olive oil. They're going to add other kinds of oils like canola oil or more shelf-stable oils, which can be less healthy for us. So it just depends on the brand. Okay, our third snack idea here is easy. It's a yogurt with nuts and seeds. Now, I have to emphasize this point. A lot of the times when you go to a grocery store, especially in the front section where they have pre-made, ready-to-go foods, or you're at a gas station, the kinds of yogurt cups are going to sell are these sweetened ones. Vanilla, strawberry, fruit on the bottom. The problem is that's adding so much added sugar into your day. So you want to target instead unsweetened yogurt if you can. Especially if it's Greek, this is going to be a high source of protein, low in carb, and it's not going to add hidden added sugars into your day. So it's going to provide you with a more stable energy source to avoid these blood sugar spikes. Add to that a source of fiber. So this can be a handful of nuts, almonds, walnuts, which inherently are also going to provide us with healthy protein. We know that certain nuts like walnuts or seeds like chia or flax seeds are going to boost up healthy fats called omega-3 fatty acids, which we absolutely need for a healthy body. Ultimately, these things in combination, providing the healthy trifecta, are going to keep that blood sugar stable for many hours. Okay, so I emphasize the point of you want to buy the unsweetened variety of yogurt. Now, I know some of you are used to yogurt being a sweet tasting thing, so there's a couple of tricks you can do here. You can add in sugar yourself, or you can add something like cinnamon that kind of tricks our brain into thinking there's a sweetness to it, or like a cacao powder. The other trick you can do is by adding in some really low calorie sweeteners, which are natural. I like things like stevia, but I want to emphasize a point here, which most people don't realize. The amount of added sugar in the pre-sweetened yogurts, for example, is way more than you would probably add yourself if you were literally spooning in white cane sugar. Know that there are 4 grams of carbohydrate or 4 grams of sugar in 1 teaspoon of the regular white cane sugar. Now, a typical yogurt cup might have between 15 and 30 grams of added sugar. Well, what does that look like? 30 grams of added sugar, you might be talking about more than 6 teaspoons of added sugar into a very small cup of yogurt. That's obviously a lot. That's not good for us. So I would be willing to bet, because this is usually the case with my patients, the amount of sugar that you add yourself is likely less than the amount of added sugar in those pre-sweetened and flavored yogurts. So do this experiment at home, buy the unsweetened yogurt, practice by adding the sugar that you feel you need to meet the flavor profile or the sweetness level that you prefer, but try to add a little bit at a time and then taste test it and then count how much sugar you're actually adding. You might get really shocked with how much you need to feel satisfied. Okay, now for our 4th snack idea. This is a more animal-based focus. This is some cheese and turkey. So often we want to target nice sources of protein, and a great source of lean protein is like a turkey breast or a chicken breast. Sometimes people feel like they just can't find that in the grocery store. They don't have time to cook. If you absolutely must, you can think about getting a deli meat at the deli counter, for example, especially if you find deli turkey that is low in added nitrites and nitrates and chemicals and low in added salt. So be aware that there is some discrepancy, or rather some question about how harmful deli meats may or may not be for us. I think that the research is not entirely clear about some of these leaner deli meats like turkey and chicken, as opposed to the salamis, which are very thick, fatty heaviness to it. So there might be a difference. You have to decide what's best for you. You can always talk to your doctor if you're confused about what kind of meat or meat products are safe for you to eat. But ultimately, if you get some kind of a poultry, it's going to provide you with a nice lean source of protein. Then you can add some cheese. Cheese is just very satiating. It has a lot of calcium inside of it. It's also really delicious. And then there are some varieties of cheese that are actually lower in lactose. So for those of you who are lactose intolerant, you may be able to tolerate something like a Parmesan cheese. Some of those hard cheeses end up having less amount of lactose sugar. Then to this, I want you to add a source of a vegetable to add some fiber into the mix. So this could be a cucumber, carrot sticks, maybe it's a dill pickle. Again, watch the amount of acid or the amount of salt that you're adding into your diet. That may or may not cause you to get more thirsty, or if you have high blood pressure, you want to check the amount of added salt in your diet. But ultimately, having some vegetable sticks is probably going to be a good way to go. All right, what's our 5th snack idea? Well, this is to make something called a chia seed pudding with some berries. Now, some of you may have never heard of this, and some of you may be doing this all the time. What the heck is chia seed pudding? Chia seeds are those little tiny black seeds that are super powerful. They're a potent source of omega-3 fatty acids. They actually include fiber and protein and healthy fat. So in and of themselves, they are the healthy trifecta. But the phenomenal thing about chia seeds is that when they are exposed to liquid, they gelatinize. They release some types of carbohydrate that make a gel substance, and they expand in the liquid. This creates a pudding-like texture. So what's cool is if you add some chia seeds to any liquid, it can be real milk, it can be an alternative milk, they are going to expand in that space or in the container. And so if you want to make this overnight, by the morning, you might have a chia seed pudding ready to go. And what's nice is for those of you who don't consume dairy and you're not going to have something like yogurt, this is a great alternative. It's super healthy for you. It has a lot of nutrition. You can flavor it up too. If you have a non-dairy milk, then maybe it's an unsweetened variety and you need a sweet flavor to make yourself enjoy it more, you could always add cinnamon. You could add a little bit of maple syrup, some honey, however you like it. And then you could top it off with berries, some slivered almonds, some pumpkin seeds, whatever you want for some crunch. But ultimately, this is going to provide you with a good amount of protein, lots of healthy fat, and lots of fiber. Okay, here's the bonus tip that I promised. I want you to think about snacks as both ways that you can boost up your energy, but also to eliminate the risk that you're going to get so tired and hungry that maybe you're even hangry and you need to eat right away, or you're just going to freak out and your energy is going to crash. I think most of us have had this experience before. So the trick I like to remind folks, and this is what I do myself, is I always keep a little Ziploc baggie of mixed nuts or seeds, maybe with a little square of dark chocolate in there. Keep it in my purse, in my backpack. You can leave it at your desk if you have a desk at work. Because if you get so hungry that you risk reaching for something that you know is going to sabotage your diabetes goals and your health goals and maybe even your weight loss goals, you want to have something available to you that is going to help support your goals so that you don't make a mistake or you don't feel like you have to lose control and then just eat a bunch of chips or cookies or something. So keep some nuts always available to yourself. That is going to help stave off any of these hunger pangs that might come in and just catch you by surprise, especially if you're traveling in the airport and such. There's tons of unhealthy options available, and usually we're very hungry when we're traveling, and maybe we don't have access to a kitchen. So these are certain situations where this is going to be really crucial for you. Now, I've had patients tell me this other really cool trick, which is they take a dried date, a pitted date, and they stuff inside of it walnut or pecan or pistachio or a piece of chocolate inside. And that is also a really fabulous way to stave off some hunger pangs because it's going to provide you with a good amount of fiber, a little bit of healthy fat in there, and it's just delicious. So I want you to comment below this video. What kinds of snacks do you typically eat? Are you feeling like you've mastered your snacks and you want to share your great ideas with the rest of us? Or are you struggling with your snacks and you need some support? Whatever the situation you are in, comment below. We love to support each other in this healthy community, and I can't emphasize enough how amazing your comments are. I try to read all of them as frequently as I can, and you just constantly surprise me with wonderful ideas. So if you've come to this far in the video and you realize like, wow, this makes a lot of sense for snacks, but I just feel like I struggle with my meals, don't worry. I got breakfast, lunch, dinner videos up on this channel for you. Jump into those videos so you can master your diabetes. I know you're going to love it. See you over there.